Hello to all. So today we will have a session on the topic social institution, continuity and change. What does a social institution mean? Social institution has been created by human beings from social relationships in the society. So as the definition already tell us that it is a human made, it wasn't existing in the society from the beginning. So it's about the social relationship that we have in the society. And the society consists of people which comes from different race, different places, different states, and they have different habits, even activities also, different religion. But when they exist in a common place and share a common land, then it becomes a society. There are so many standards which has been given to the parameters to be followed in the society. It differs from place to place and from region to region. So here the social institution gives us a overall view like how the human being have created some social relationship in the society and what does it have impact on the social institutions. So these social institution, what it does is actually they meet some basic need of the people. Like if we are in the society, we need to have some rules and regulation or orders to be followed. There are orders that gives where to stand, how to speak, that we call in a common language as etiquettes. So if something hinders these etiquettes, then there are some rules and regulation that follows on it, and there are certain punishments or there are certain exercises or penalties on that which tries to make it according to the society in which we are living in. Second thing is education. Education is the very basic need of the society nowadays, and it was before because an education can change the behavior of the person and make him or her suitable for the society. Then the third thing, which is very important for the livelihood, that is economic needs. So what does economic need here in social institution means is the monetary thing, the currency, or the thing that buys or that have a valuable price. So economic here is the things why this economical need is so much important for a human being is because it provide food, shelter and clothing, that are the basic needs that a human need to settle down in the society or for his survival at least. And other than this basic thing, there are some secondary things like marriage and relationships. So what kind of marriage you have, and in which society what traditionals are followed to state or to notify that the two souls are married together or the two people are in a foundation or in a bond which is called as a marriage. That is through the society they decide some patterns, some ways how you are going to be suitable for the society. Then the other one is about the relationship. Here, this relationship doesn't only mean about being very much able to understand the society only. It is about the relationship with one another, with the environment, with the people who are living in the society, what kind of relationship you build up with them, whether you have a economical relationship, you have a educational relationship, or through a law and orders relationship. Then religious belief. So most of now that we comes from our society, so we all knows that uh, we are belonging from different religions. So sometimes we have a common society which is dominated by some religious belief like Marathas, or we can call it like Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Okay, so these are some belief, and we call that, and through which we are able to live in the society. Worships are there, so there are thousands and lakhs of ways that we worship. For one God only, we have thousands of ways and prayers to be worshipped. So these are all the things that are existing in society, and social institution helps us to behave in the society, and these are the basic needs that is provided by the social institution. So this social institution has been studied and researched by so many authors or so many scientists, and some of them I have given here. So one of the person has defined it social institution, and one has defined the institution. So what is a social institution according to the Berners name? The social structure and the machinery through which human society organize, direct, and execute different activities required to satisfy human needs. So, as a definition, is trying to explain that it is a social structure and a machinery way that we say, like machinery in the sense like uh, it has some mechanism in the society, and mechanism in the sense like how to be followed, how to be these things to be carried out, which a human society needs to organize their society. So if I talk about some example, then if there is a society, you need to have a particular committee members in that. Then you have some rules and regulation that is followed. Then you have some coming and going times, you have some etiquettes to be followed in the society. So these are the mechanism, means like the prime factors or the element that makes a human society possible and different from each other. Then there are direct and executive different activities. So as I have said, like there are some difference between society. It's not all the society are same and monotonous. They have something different, and that's what we name them in some other ways, like higher society, lower society, middle class society. So that is what we have. There are some activities that is followed in that, and that differs from each other. So that is what they have, some direct or and execute some different activities required to satisfy human needs. So this is all about satisfying the human needs, and this is indirectly which what the social institution provide us. Then another person has given a definition for the institution, that is an institution is an organized system of social relationship which embodies certain common values and procedures and meet certain basic needs of the society. So it is an organized system. It's not a like unorganized that anybody can come, anybody can go, anybody can do whatever they want. There are not a proper rules and regulation. There is no need to be following some ways of living and all. So it is an organized, okay, and there is some kind of social relationship which finds some common interest and common values and procedures and all, and that meet the social needs, societal needs, we can say, and that indirectly meets the human needs. So this is the actually this is a sociological topic that society a social institution comes from. So this social institution has been divided into three forms, that is caste, tribe, and family and kinship. So caste is about the race we belong to. Tribe is the place from where people are belonging to. Family is the smallest social institution in which it consists of a very tiny part of a society. Kinship here is means the kingdom. We can relate it with the kingdom or the Rajwadas that comes. So, in the coming slides, we will go on to read or understand about the different uh, part of the social institution. So, first, we will study about the caste. So, as a term, caste is derived from a Portuguese word casta, which means pure breed or race. So, as the word has already defined the meaning very nicely, that is about the pure breed. So from which breed you are, like as we know that in agriculture, if you or in any animal husbandry, we talk about the breed of the plant, or we talk about the breed of the cattle. Why? Because maybe they have some significant, or they may have some common behaviors that is followed in that particular uh, breed. So same as we have in caste. So pure breed or race means a particular way of acting. Maybe they have a particular pattern of living, a particular pattern of getting socialized, particular pattern of having worship, particular pattern of having a color of their skin and face, particular way of language and all. So this is what the caste has here. The caste meaning is about the pure breed. Then this word caste is coming from a Sanskrit word that refers to a two distinct term. The first one is varna, which means the color, and the second one is jati, which means the species or the kind of anything. Okay, so here varna is about the color. Maybe here the color is denoting the people's color, means the human being color. It's not denoting the color of the environment or the leaf or the trees or the flowers. Okay, so jati here is about telling about some species. It's not the species of the plant or the fish. I mean, it's like animals or aquatic plants. It's aquatic animals. It's a species of the people. Okay, so if we talk about the history about the caste, how does this caste system has come in, and what is the caste, where from where, and what happened to it? As a definition has already described about the breed of or the race. In India, if you talk about in India, how this caste system occurred and from how many years it is being followed. So uh, in India, there are more than 2,800 castes and subcastes with some differences. Okay. So in last lecture we studied about what is a education and what is extension education. What is the difference between the two terms? What is the scopes of the extension and how that is implemented to the BSc agriculture students. Now the third topic that we are going to study today is about the objective and principle of extension education. So, how this extension education started? Actually, before anything, it was a service, and Harton in 1952 he said, like, when we provide extension services, we have to keep some four great principle things in our mind. The first one is we have to think that individual is the supreme in democracy. The home is a fundamental unit in a civilization. So here we have to think like, yeah, every person, every individual is a prime target of a extension service, and home is the place where this people are trying to come together, and the extension people can interact with them. Then the third one is about the family, because family is the first group that resides in the society. And then the fundamentals of any permanent civilization must rest on the partnership of land, man, and the land. So here is what is does the partnership means is about the man and the land is whatever we does in the area wherever we are living is directly proportional or directly involving men in that. And land, without land, men cannot make their houses and all, and they don't understand the felt need of that particular area, the piece of land. So we can say this scientist was having this both the things in mind, that men is associated with land and land is also associated with men. So as they were working upon, and then they went for further, uh, in the coming years, they come up with the objective of extension work. First of all, the things was about the services. The services are the things that some uh, things that we provide to the people, some uh, activity or some facility that we provide to the people. But when we talk about the work here is signifying everything in the sense like all the people are coming together and helping the other people. So, what were the objective of the extension work? To help people reach higher level of living physically, mentally, and spiritually. So here is higher level. What does the meaning of higher level here is this uh, higher level means whatever environment they are living in, they have to be in a particular way, in a particular standard, in a particular health and status of mind. So here is physically means we work in the field with the people. That is the physically. Mentally is about the changing the connotation that they have built since their birth or since they were living in that particular place. Spiritually, we encounter here is we don't have to demolish their whatever the um, spiritualities they are having. We have to enhance that spirituality in such a way that it is the services that we are providing to them. Then second point is to reach this higher level of living. People must be educated and trained to meet their responsibility in relation to God, to their neighbors, and to themselves. So people must be educated is like services told that individual is important, then they told like home is important, then they told family is important, and then they came up with the partnership of the male and man and land is important. Okay, so when we talk about men and land, so men always live in the land And land doesn't consist of only one individual or one home or one family. It consists of many families that are grouped together. They build up a society. So when the society is built up, we have some responsibility towards them also. So the first one is like understanding what type of your neighbor is and what are their needs. Are the needs similar to yourself or are they different? Then towards the god, relation towards the god means here is the responsibility that they are having must have relation with god, means like their spirituality shouldn't be hampered, or they should attach with each other with some godly um, rituals and all, and they help each others. Okay, so third point is they must also know how to meet the responsibility imposed by their environment. So, like wherever we live, we have to keep the area in such a condition that we are able to reside in them. So, like we have some Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Why it is so? To help the community to be healthy, be and know about the environment, prevent the environment, be in the way like they uh, give and take from the environment, and that will in whole will help the man to be healthy forever. So like uh, environment consists of plants and animals, so both of them have a direct impact on man's life. So like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is one of the responsibility that is imposed. Okay, and as an individual we should also keep the environment clean so that we can be also healthy. The fourth, these were the extension work objectives. Now we move on to what is the overall objective of extension. So objectives are expressed of the end towards which our effort are directed. So objectives doesn't mean just a person is very normal or anything that we impose, and it shouldn't be it should be misused or something like that. No, actually the objective is the thing that is expressed, whatever we think that this is important for their family, understanding the felt need of that particular area is what we call as objective, and we will come up with some solution and we will impose on them, and that will benefit to them. Then fundamental objectives. The fundamental objective or extension is to develop the people or the person to whom we are targeting and we are making the things. The development is for the rural people economically, means like something that are benefit for them so that they can economically develop themselves. Socially, like they can have an interaction with each other, and then culturally is the main important because part every village in India is having their own culture, so we have to respect that. But we have to involve the education in that so that they can be educated as well as keep their traditional ways. Okay, then working objects. Now these were the basics. Now we come to the working object. Why extension education is so much important? So we have to focus, we have seen the felt need of the people. Now we are going to make an objective that will be uh, confined to one particular geographical area, and that will increase the productivity of that area, and also the cultural importance of that area. The main objective of extension may be categorized as follows, like it consists of material, increasing production and economy. Then second one is educational, changing the outlook of the people or develop the individual, social and cultural development of the community. So material here is, if we will educate the people, being an agriculture extension worker, if we educate the people how to increase the productivity with the um, uh, seeds, or with the practices they are having, and how they will increase that thing, will is going to help them to come up with some practices which will increase their yield, and that will indirectly affect the income of the family. Then educational, changing the outlook of the people or developing the individual. That is means by demonstrating how to handle irrigation things, drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation, how to use the machineries for the harvesting and threshing. This will increase, giving the knowledge and demonstrating that particular thing to the people will increase the individual knowledge, and that will increase the community knowledge. Then social and cultural means, if through this all things economically development is there, then automatically the society, each and every family of the society will increase and their culture will be enhanced. Now we have the principles underlying the disease philosophy of extension. The first one is, we have everything has to go hand in hand with the planning. So when first of the thing is, without planning, nothing can happen. Then execution is there, means implementation of that particular plan is there, and then evaluation of that thing is done through people. Like, we are working for the people, so we need to have some outcome from the people. Extension is an organization set up to teach the people and motivate them. It's not about only whatever we are thinking and we implement there. It's our duty. We have finished. Okay, we were assigned with a particular program and we went to the village. We did it and we came out. Whether the people are motivated or not, whether they are following this procedure for the further activities of farming or any other purpose, we are not taking. So it is not done like that. So the second fundamental the second principle is about motivating them. Then the third one is, we are helping them to help themselves. Okay, so in the last lecture I told you how do people help themselves. um, and then the fourth one is, should be based on felt need, enlightened desire of the people, like whatever they felt need. If there is a problem of irrigation, if there is a problem for fisheries, fish production, if there is a problem with them rice production, if there is a problem with wheat production, how we need to improve that thing so that the people can have that uh, thing in that area. They can grow that particular crop or that particular business in that area, and then they can have a economical benefit out of that. Then extension should reach the people where they are. So it's not like we have a proper institution, formal institution, and people are coming and getting information about that. No, extension always work with the people where they are. Like if it is in the village, we have to work with the people in the village. We don't have to call them in our offices and ask them to go about the thing. Then the sixth one is, aim and objective should not be rigid. Oh, so this is the very great thing that we are studying here is, it shouldn't be rigid. Why? What does the rigid means is, like it shouldn't be like, if I have told, it won't be changed for any time. It's not like that. We have to see that on ground what is the situation, and we have to manipulate little bit of our objective in a such a way that the people are people can easily adopt that particular thing. Then people uh, change the people and not the subject. So it's not like we went into the village, we found that domestic violence is the biggest issue, and our main objective was to tell the people how to uh, adopt the irrigation new technologies. Like drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation, or uh, there are different types of irrigation. We went for this purpose. Then suddenly we came up that most of the people are having alcohol, and domestic violence is the major cause for not the good production of the family or the crops. So we can't just leave the irrigation part away and then we focus on the domestic violence issue. So it's we have to do something with that, but we have to make the people understand, like, irrigation, how we will improve the irrigation that will increase your crop production. That will be our major thing. But like, to find the biggest happiness or biggest success, we have to climb a ladder, no? So same thing happens here. Okay, then we never do one thing is we never try to underestimate their culture, because maybe their culture is will teach us something new. So we have to follow whatever the culture they have, and in that only we have to educate them with our objectives. Then must be adopted in the formulation and execution of the program. So it shouldn't be like individual idea, it should be a group idea. Okay, like one person, if I'm teaching a thresher how to operate a thresher machine, I need to have a group of people who are knowledgeable about who get knowledge and they teach more people. Okay, then should give greater benefit to the greater number of people. It's not like if I went, I the whole it is a village of 300 people. I have a very good terms with one person. I came up, I gave all the information to that person. I taught him for 3 to 4 months. I have well trained him how to handle all the equipments, how to do all the process, and then I come back. It's never like that. We have to see, like, out of 300, at least 290 people are getting benefit out of the program that is going through the extension. So principle is about always giving greater benefit to the greater number of the people of the society. Then there are some functions that we have to follow before going to the actual field. First one is to assist people to discover and analyze their problems. So many of the sometimes what happens, like, people don't understand, like, this is the biggest problem and that is the minor problem. They make the minor problem as the biggest problem, and they ignore the major problem. So we have to give them training in such a way that they understand, like, this is also a problem. And first, if we take away that problem, then only we will go on to the minor problem. Okay, then develop leadership among them. That is the biggest thing. If like, we are not that much knowledgeable of every uh, language, every culture that is followed in India. So we have to be very um like a good relation with one of the person in the village, so that they can help us to disseminate our information to them. The second one is dissemination of the information, that is whatever the research we did in the formal education format, we have to put that thing on a practical basis. So we will we in that we have to accept the pros and cons also, what are the going on uh, actually on the field, whether the research we did was correct or not, or whether the people are able to accept or not. Okay, then fourth one is informed of the people's problem from time to time. So it's not like once we went and we forget everything. We have to work for every year. At the same time, we take a report how much the rural development has been there, how much the community development is there, how much the societal development is there. So we have to track a record of everything, then mobilizing and utilizing the resources. So it's not like whatever is grown in the village is sold in the village. We have to give a platform to them so that they can increase the production, and then and sell that in the market. So mobilizing and utilizing the resources is like we have to mobilize people to understand like this much is enough for my family. Now I can sell this much off to the outside of the village so that I can earn good living out of it. So now we move on to some concepts that are there in the extension education process. The first one is teaching plan of work, then we have evaluation, then reconsideration, situations and problem, objectives and solutions. Okay, the first step is about this thing. So consists of collection of data, analyzing of the facts. So in here in this step, we are trying to acknowledge people about the fact that before going into the field, we have to understand that what is the actual problem of the village, what is the biggest picture, and then we will move on to the small component of that picture. Okay, so the second point is facts about the people and their enterprises, the economic, social, cultural, physical, and technological environment in which they live and work. So we have to understand all of that fact. It's not like just I'm sitting in the AC and I'm doing video calling and all. I'm technology and I have a technology environment. I have electricities. I have net facilities. But what about the people in the village? Are they are having the same thing? Like one of the factors, digital India was implemented, but how much it is implemented, nobody understands that thing. So we have to think through the people's felt need, and then first we have to collect data. What is the basic thing for encouraging digital India is we should provide electricity to the people so that they can buy a phone and they can get charged and they can utilize it. The second point is good internet facility should be given, but people, the government has only implemented the things but never went back to see what is the actual problem they are still facing. So many remote areas today also are facing network issues, and because of that they are lacking behind as compared to the other districts where there was already electricity provided and people are aware of the facts that how much importance of digital India is. Okay, then they may be obtained by appropriate survey and establishing a rapport with the people. So like for example, like if there is a there is a kurkure company and there one more company comes, like we have already common ways we have understood about the teddy made company, the for snacks company. Okay, the flavor, the taste is same. Maybe there will be some issue, like for like 50 gram of kurkure you are paying 10 rupees, but for for 100 gram of kurkure to tede mede you are paying 5 rupees. So now the second point is what is the taste, what is the thing. So the we have to understand the society and understand the factors that are happening, and then if Tede Mede is making a reputation in that among the people, that will be a beneficial for us. Okay, so same thing applies to the whatever planning we does. Okay, so the responses obtained are to be analyzed. So whatever we are going to the village, we are getting support from the people. We understand, we take survey like which one is the better one, and they will give this one is better and why, because this things are more important. Then price is the most important, the flavor is most important, it is very hygienic or it is packed with this thing and that, the packet is very colorful and attractive. So that is our all the response that we do in the survey, and we see the problem to increase the distribution of the particular product. Okay, then this is the first part of what we does in the concept of extension program planning. Same thing, If we take an example of any of the program related to agriculture, whether it is high variety seeds that we do give to the people, hybrid seeds we give to the people, how much the productivity was before and how much after the introduction of hybrid seeds. So we have to track all the functions, and then we have to see the second part of that. Then second step is evaluation. That is, evaluation in a general terms is how much uh, actually it is affecting the people in the society. Okay, then it must a limited number of objectives should be selected by involving the local people. So it's not like I went to the field, I saw this thing was much better and this thing was not better. So it is doesn't mean like I will make all the objective on the better part of the thing. I have to see both the part, and we have to accomplish like both of the things together so that we can bring a desirable behavior change in the people so that they can um, take a step to develop themselves economically and socially. Okay, and then um, if there is anything which is very low and something very harming to them, then we have to tell them like how to increase that thing. If it is low, also how much benefit you can earn with the introduction of this particular thing. Like if there is a pest attack with the field, how you are going to implement some of the chemicals that are very much given to them so that the field is more is free from pesticides, and then they can get a good yield of the field of the crops, and they can sell in the market. And then reconsideration after the after we have collected the data, we have revised that data, we have little bit implemented that data, and then also saw some of the lacks behind in that. So we will reconsider, we will again go for collection of the facts, then evaluate it, and then we will implement again. Like I have already told about the high variety seeds, which is and the fertilizer application and other basic technologies that are used in the rural environment. Then fourth one is situations and problem. So we have to see that objective should reach to the farmers, but at at which situation, to which problem. Like if there are thousands of problem, how many problem can be accomplished through the objective that we are setting? Okay, and how many people can are able to change their behavior according to that particular thing. So we have to see all these things, and then we have to move on. The fifth step is about objective and solutions. So after the reconsideration, the entire extension education program on the light of the result of the evaluation. So whatever we have, we will again modify after analyzing the situation, the problem, the evaluation, reconsideration, and collection of facts. We have to see all the factor and then come up with another set of objectives and solution that will work for the furthest, or how to modify the existing thing. Okay, so this is the MCQ. The first question is about in which the how many in which these are the MCQs that are given on the basis of this presentation. So now we will move on to the next topic, that is about uh, the basic principle and how much why it is very important and how much it is implemented. There are 11 principles that we follows, and these were the principle which we discussed now was the basic one. So how this basic one is going to help the society or help the rural life to enhance themselves. So next lecture will be about all these things, and that will be much important because all the extension work which is going on now also in India, or it was going before, was carried out before all are involved in this particular thing. So we have to understand the principles very basic, very nicely, so that then only we are able to go for the extension program for further things. Thank you.